So, recently, I was asked a question I haven't really asked myself in a long time. A friend of mine, she asked me what I wanted. So, like, one of those things that people lose sight of more and more is they get caught up in their own devices. We take all this time trying to figure out how to get, like, from point to point, but we never really look at that overarching journey. Since being unable to answer that inquiry, I kind of find myself asking that very thing myself over and over again. You know, what do I want? What do I want? There was like a much simpler time not too long ago where maybe I could have answered with relative ease. I would say, you know, I want to be happy. Not really sure what that entailed or really what I had to do to achieve happiness. All I knew was that that's what I wanted. Now, it kind of seems that happiness is much less black and white than it once was. I constantly see things that could make me happy. I get embroiled in these situations that I could influence that would lead down the path to happiness. However, I find myself blocked by the fact that even though I feel deprived of the things I want, that depravity almost certainly comes from self-sabotage. My mind finds happiness appealing, for what else would there be to work for if one wasn't, working for happiness? Last night, I found myself, like most nights, at a friend's party, although this was a step up from the usual drinking in some guy's living room. It was actually a nice Halloween party. I'm not much of a dancer. I prefer to sip my drink, observe, and talk. This night, however, should have been different. I'm sitting next to my friends talking animatedly about where life has taken us, and I was approached by a young lady. She wanted to set me up with her niece, a lovely, lovely creature, dressed as a cop, handcuffs dangling seductively by her side, and a smile most enchanting. I introduced myself to the niece, but past exchanging names, I was at a loss for words. For whatever reason, the language I find myself employing daily had failed me. I silently made my way back to the bar to try and recover the words that had run hid in my beer bottle. This was most unlike me. I can usually perpetuate a conversation if I'm thrown in, but for whatever reason, this was too much. My heart raced and tongue tied itself in knots. All I had to do was buy her a drink and talk to her at the bar, and I was sure my charm and dashing good looks would win her over, but I could barely move my feet in her direction, let alone form words. I can only understand this response as the emotion known as fear, something I hadn't really felt in this situation in quite some time, although I guess that's highly appropriate for a Halloween party. Her aunt and cousin came up to me, egging me on to go talk to her and so on. Yet for whatever reason, wit and cleverness left me dumb, drink in hand. Half an hour later, the most I had moved was to turn and order another drink, and still my mind sat blank, unable to figure out what to do. The last call was announced and the lights turned on. I realized I had no more chances. My friends said it again. Just go get her number. Just, go up to her and just get her number. I found my way to the door for a cigarette, but I kind of found my feet turning. I was forced to swallow my fear as I unwillingly approached her, my legs moving without the volition of my mind. I want to say this is a story with a happy ending. I guess, in fact, it really hasn't ended yet. But something told me I would have just been happier if I let it lie and I disappeared into the night. In one breath I said, hey, I'm really sorry, you're really pretty. I've been trained by the military to get shot at, blown up, but not really to talk to someone as pretty as you. I want to ask for your phone number. I want to talk to you, but I have no idea what to say or what I should say. She looked at me with dark eyes, something I felt was closely akin to pity or disdain. Breathe. We are all just people. Just ask. May I have your phone number? I choked on the air. I stammered. May I have your phone number? It felt forced and weak. I felt like a fish in a barrel about to be shot. Take out your phone, she commanded. I fumbled with my phone, feeling foolish and weak. The numbers manifested on my screen as they slipped through her lips. She entered the bathroom, her friend saying, wait a moment for her. I waited, but they took off past me and never came back. My mind said, let it go. She's gone. Every fiber in my being said, go after her. Say something. Prove that you aren't a coward. My mind beat that voice down. Shh. He's through. Let him wallow. I walked outside and watched from afar she piled into her vehicle with her friends. The light rain was comforting more than a little appropriate. Watching her car leave the parking lot, all I could think was, this night should have ended much differently. If I had been able to say a few simple words, if I had been able to say, let me buy you a drink and let's talk at the bar, maybe my shoulders wouldn't feel so heavy. Maybe this would feel more like a chance than one lost. Maybe I would have at least been able to make conversation, make a friend. Sadly, no. That's not the case. I was destined to watch a chance at happiness sabotaged by my own unwillingness to seize the moment. The next day, slightly hungover and shaking from a diet of caffeine, I was sitting staring at my phone once again. I had a choice to make. Although this time my indecision is only noticeable to me. At the thought of hearing her voice, my heart speeds up. I know nothing about this girl besides she is enchanting in a police uniform, and yet her opinion of me matters for whatever reason. I want to talk to her. I still don't know what to say. I call, but to no avail, like a lost soul. Finally seeing a rescuer, I signal again, but receive no reply. A ship sails away into the horizon. Maybe if I tried harder. Maybe if I had made a bigger fire, she would have replied. Once again abandoned on a beach, I wonder why I even try. The water is warm and the breeze is nice, food plentiful. How can I not be satisfied? My heart is certain any romance worth trying is doomed to hopelessness, for one knows our hearts are too young for anything to come of it. So why is it that's all that I desire? Be still, my beating heart, and calm thy mind. We are all human, and human we shall remain.